Hello all, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Miss Jaleisha J. If you do not know me, I am an inspirational speaker and spiritual teacher, and I help you challenge your limited beliefs so that you can align and manifest the life that you desire. And I hope that you do this by giving you tools and resources so that you can live a more authentic life by opening up your heart space. So if you feel a connection with me, you like my energy, you like my vibe, please make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you are aware when I post videos. So we're going to actually dive into this. I want to talk about the truth about emotional eating and why we emotionally eat and why is it destructive. And this is coming from someone who is actively healing from emotional eating. This past year I went on a journey of diving deep about my emotions and why do I do the things that I do and why I don't want to feel. And I've come to learn a couple things about emotional eating, and I want to share that with you guys. And also just give you some tips about how to work through emotional eating, some benefits of it, of how you can heal. So the first aspect, and just to dive into what emotional eating is, when you emotionally eat, that means that you are kind of either you're binge eating or you're acting out as far as you don't have any control over when you eat. You're always over snacking or overeating. You're eating when you're full. You are just all over the place pretty much with eating, and you can't control. You eat when you're not hungry, so you really can't control those feelings or those urges, and so you react emotionally. And if you're that person that's like gets up late at night and you're like snacking out not throughout the house and you can't stop, that's emotional eating. If you're that person when your stomach is like telling you no more, but you just keep going, you're an emotional eater. And probably a binge eating too. So I honestly think that's like one and the same when you binge eat and emotional eat, because binge eat means you just eat everything. And I also struggle with this as well. So I'll think of it as one and the same. So if that resonates with you, then this video is for you. So why do we emotional eat? Why do we do this, y'all? A lot of times what I found, especially in my own work, is that we emotionally eat because either we are trying to deny ourselves from feeling. We don't want to feel. There's an emotion or there's something going on within us, the brain, the psyche, that we don't want to deal with whatever it is. It could be sadness. It could be fear. It can be anger. It can be just unknown feelings, and that you don't want to observe or you don't want to allow yourself to deal with or face. And so you go to food. Food can probably numb that or lower that need or that emotion, but it's only your temporary feeling. It's only your temporary high. So that's why we have to have more and more, because we're so used to seeking outwardly for other things. I actually learned when I was young. I've been obese since I was a child. I was obese as a child, and I had a traumatic experience. I was abused as a child, and so I believe that I coped with my emotions and my feelings by suppressing them, and I used food as that suppressor because food gave me comfort. So I always overate. I always ate more than I was supposed to. I always wanted just more. And anytime I felt sadness or I felt depression or I felt anxiety, I turned to food. When I was about 17 or 18, I got almost up to 300 pounds. I'm 5'4", y'all. Really 5'3", the doctors say, but whatever. But I got up to almost 300 pounds. I was really, really a big girl. And all I did was eat every day. I ate a triple dipper every day, pretty much. I ate out every day. And that's because I was very highly depressed. I was severely depressed. I had a traumatic experience. I was abandoned by one of my parents as a teenager. And I just hated my life, and I hated myself, and I hated the way I looked. And so that just reverberated outwardly. So as an adult, I still use food to cope. That was like my cool thing. That was my best friend, my bud. And when I turned 23, I decided I wanted something different for my life because all these health issues started coming up. And I started having high blood pressure and all these different issues. And so I turned to actively trying to lose weight. I started going to the gym. I started working out. I started, Weight Watchers, and I lost like 80 pounds in like 5 months. And I was the smallest I've ever been. And I was like a size 8 to 10 coming from a size 20. So I decided to do that, but it was because through strict discipline. But I realized at that moment when I was going through that path that, oh, you're an emotional eater. So portion control was an issue for me. Reacting on my feelings was an issue for me. But even then, when I lost all that weight, I still wasn't healthy because I didn't acknowledge my feelings. I just found other ways to minimize it. So because I couldn't eat like I wanted to, I went and splurged on Tic Tacs all the time. I used it as an anxiety coping mechanism. I just substituted whatever I lost. And so with now, as I'm going on this journey, I'm 33 now, as I'm going on this journey, and I still have emotional hiccups. I still have feelings of pain. That desire to eat always comes up. And so I've been battling that. I've been really battling it, because what has taught me is that I have to start asking myself questions. Like when that feeling comes up that I don't want to feel, that I don't want to deal with whatever this emotion is, because really it's the mind telling me, oh, you're not good enough, or you're not, pretty enough, you're not slim enough, you're ugly, or you're gonna fail at this, or you're not adequate. I'll start listening to that voice, and to soothe that voice or to soothe that ache, I'm either gonna buy something or I'm either gonna eat something. Normally I'm going to eat something. So why do we do that? We do it to avoid. We do it to avoid our feelings. So when you're feeling angry, do you go seek out food? Or when you're feeling sad, do you seek out food? Like when they always tell us when we're going through a breakup, we need that ice cream and that bowl of chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, it's good, soothing, but then when we keep relying on it, that means that we're not allowing ourselves to feel. We're using this to substitute what the actual feeling is, because really the feeling, the emotion, it's only supposed to be temporary. It's not supposed to be permanent. If we're natural human beings having a spiritual experience. And so when we're having a spiritual experience, we need to observe our feelings. We need to be aware of the feelings that come through us. If we're aware of the feelings, that means we acknowledge the pain, or we acknowledge the discomfort, and we're able to honor that, be aware of it, and let it pass. It's when we seek out other ways by using food or money or sex, whatever, that we are actually avoiding us. That means we're avoiding our true nature. We're avoiding that energy, that emotion. And so it's going to keep coming back up. And if we learn a behavior to avoid it, that's when we have the eating disorders. That's when we have bulimia. We have anxiety. We have all these mental health issues, body dysmorphia. And I've had all of this. Okay. I've been one who has struggled with my body, the way I see my body image for a really, really long time. And so that's why emotional eating, I hate it so much because it causes me to be, the inner voice within me to be so self-critical of myself. And I don't need to be self-critical. I just need to honor what I'm feeling. And so one thing I've learned is when I start feeling that emotion come up, wherever it is, and I want to eat, and I know I just ate something, or I know I'm not even hungry, I always ask myself, why do I feel this way? What is it that I'm trying not to feel? What is it that I'm trying to ignore right now? And then I allow myself space. I give myself space to actually feel what that is. Like I touch myself. I touch my heart or my stomach, and I say, what am I not trying to feel right now? What am I not trying to feel? And I allow space for that to come in. And a lot of times it'll be fear. It'll be worry. It'll be stress. So what am I really stressed about? And I allow that to come up. Whatever intuitively comes up, I allow it to flow up. Is it actually real? Is it an actual fact? This worry, this fear, is this an actual fact? Or is this a story that I've made up? I start questioning myself. And I've never done that before, but this year I've started questioning myself. Why am I thinking this way? Where is this coming from? And then I honor that fear. So I acknowledge it. Okay, I hear you, fear. I hear you, but it's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. We're okay in this moment. We're okay. And then I choose to redirect myself to other things. Maybe I need to go work out. Maybe I need to step outside and ground myself in grass. Maybe I need to get around and call my girlfriends or text my girlfriends. Hey girl, you want to go do something? Maybe I need to take a walk with my dogs. Maybe I need to turn on my favorite TV show. Maybe I need to read a book. Maybe I need to write in my journal. Maybe I need to go to the movies. Maybe I need to go to a museum. Maybe I need to redirect this energy, transmute it for good. And when I say transmute it, that means we are all energy. So we feel everything from animals, nature, from other people, from just coexisting. We're energy in itself. And so when you have energy like fear, anxiety, stress, what you want to emotionally eat, that's energy being stored. So we do need to honor it, but then we need to transmute it. And when you transmute it, means that you flip it for your good. And when you flip it for your good, that means that instead of having the negativity, you transmute it to something that gives you peace, or that gives you stillness, or gives you calmness. So when I'm saying that you should get out and do something different once you honor it, that means you're transmuting it for your good. That energy is not going to stay stuck in that place of low vibration, or stuck in that place of pain. Emotional eating is just the mind telling us that we need to do something. But we have more power over the mind. The mind is not as powerful as it wants to be. We've been programmed to believe that the thoughts in our head, or the things that come up, that's automatically us. No, you have more power over your mind. It's what you feed it. It's what you honor. It's what you give reverence to. So you have the control to tell your mind, I hear you, I honor you, I receive it, or I don't. You have the honor to transmute it. You have the honor to be in power of you. Emotional eating is your soul's way, is your heart's way of saying, hello, pay attention to me. It's your heart's way of saying, there's some pain here. There's some discomfort here. For me, I started my emotional eating journey of wanting to heal this past year because I went through a heartbreak, and I've already discussed this, but I went through a heartbreak. And when I went through that heartbreak, I was spending money. I was eating everywhere. I gained like 20 pounds, and I felt so defeated. I felt very low vibrational. I felt insecure, and I'm a coach. I'm a speaker, and I felt defeated. I felt like I was a fraud. I felt like I wasn't worthy of anything. And food comforted me for a little bit, but I realized I didn't want to keep doing this because I've done this for 20 plus years. When I have pain, I want to find healthy ways to honor myself. And so I started going to therapy, and I started really learning about myself. And what it really was that I was in pain. The reason I was lashing out and doing all these things is because I was in pain, because I had been hurt, and because my soul just wanted to grieve. My soul just wanted to have forgiveness for self, to not be in a place of shame and anger. It just wanted forgiveness. It just wanted to be more held closely and loved. That's all. That's all. And so when you are feeling all those urges to just keep splurging, to keep eating, to keep going, it's really your soul's way of saying, hey, pay attention to me. There's something you need to look at here. There's something you need to pay attention to. There's something that's aching here and asking for your attention. So you got to honor that. When you feel those feelings come up, ask yourself, what am I not trying to feel right now? What don't I want to feel? And why not? Why don't I want to feel this sadness? Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to let out a scream. Maybe you need to hold yourself. Maybe you need to release, to honor yourself. Shift the energy in your favor. And you do that by releasing and honoring what you feel. One of the greatest things I've learned with emotional eating, how to heal, is fasting. Intermediate fasting, or just fasting in general, is such a high vibrational way to really combat emotional eating, because it allows you to hear the thoughts in your mind. It allows you to see consciously, without eating, without distracting yourself, of the way your mind is working. So when you see those feelings come up, you feel those feelings come up, you can really ask yourself what's going on, and you can really hear the answers. That's when people always say they're doing spiritual fasting, or they're fasting for 30 days. Yeah, it's great to lose weight, but it's really about inwardly. What's going on with me? What is this? So for me, I fast 20 hours a day and I only eat 4 hours a day. And some days I fast full days, but I might eat some vegetables or something, fruit. But the benefit of fasting is that it is allowing me to hear myself. It is allowing me to let what flows up comes up. It allows me to get connected with really myself. Once you start honoring what comes up, if you're not ready to face those things, maybe you need a coach, maybe you need a therapist, maybe you need a spiritual advisor. Maybe you need to just pick up a journal and just write whatever flows to you. Maybe you need to meditate and sit with those feelings to release it. Maybe you need to do a full moon release to release it. But emotional eating, it doesn't have to be our hindrance. Binge eating doesn't have to be our hindrance. Body dysmorphia doesn't have to be our hindrance. Bulimia, anorexia, it doesn't have to be our hindrance. We are more powerful than the mind. We're more powerful than what the ego tells us. We just have to take our power back. We have to honor whatever pain it is, because it's all stored energy. It's all stored pain. And it's just asking to be heard. Just asking to be acknowledged. I'll speak more on my journey with emotional eating and with healing from body dysmorphia on other videos as well. But I just encourage you to listen to yourself more, to ask yourself questions out loud and be mindful and open to what comes up. And whatever comes up is meant for you. Whatever you hear, whatever you receive intuitively is meant for you. And it is your gateway to honoring yourself, to healing yourself, to releasing emotional eating, and opening yourself to a path that you truly desire. So if this was helpful for you, or you felt connected or aligned or in tune, please make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and just tell me your experiences with body dysmorphia or emotional eating or binge eating, and how are you healing? How are you getting through this? And I send you all love. Peace.